You know that feeling that one day you wake up and you feel motivated, you're ready to slay the day, you just have so much inspiration on top of your head, and there's also one of those days where you don't feel like doing anything. You don't have any energy left inside of you to think about anything. I used to hate one of those days where I just felt so uninspired. So what I do is I created my own morning routine, tested it, and now I finally created the routine that helps me break out of that cycle. And of course, it is completely fine for you to have rest days. I still have a lot of rest days too, but this routine overall just helps me embody that higher version of myself. Before we jump into this, I'm not gonna do a 5 a.m. wake up. I'm not gonna do cold plunge. I'm not gonna journal for 90 minutes. I'm not even a morning person. I can barely wake up at 8 a.m. So I came up with something very simple so that I can stay consistent with it every single day, because that's the goal. So first thing I do after I wake up, before I log onto my laptop, before I check my phone, I have this journal specifically for my monthly narrative. Now, what is monthly narrative? It's simply a storyline that I wrote for myself every month. Basically, I created my own movie here in this book every single month, and I read it every single morning. I wrote it in past tense, like everything has happened, what I did in this parallel universe on a day-to-day basis, what I felt, what I let go of. This reminds me that I am already her. I don't need to wait to get there. I'm living it right now. It's a living proof. And I can make this even more fun by creating an actual title for each and every month. You chose your own storyline and how it's gonna play out. Then after that, I log into my Notion. This is where I read my weekly I am list. It's basically a list of affirmations that I write every Sunday, and it's a statement of who I'm choosing to be for the next week. I'm someone who creates from a place of trust. I'm someone who loves the work she does. And then I read it every single morning because the repetition is the whole point. This is how I can also choose what character to be and have a little fun with it. Again, we want to make our life as fun, as whimsical as possible, and this is the way to spice things up. Now we move on to the objective key results page. It's like a compass that guides me towards where I'm headed. It's not a map where I have everything specifically laid out in detail, but it does help me get me out of that uninspired, so I'm not going to be completely clueless or lack any motivation throughout the day. I also look at my vision boards every morning, and of course I have the vision board that I created for the whole entire year, but I like to be a little bit more extra and remember the monthly narrative that I wrote to help me get a better imagination and vision of what it could look like. Visually, I created a specific vision board for that storyline too. Next up, the additional thing that I do when I felt a little bit low energy that day, when I am dealing with self-doubt and worry, I read my evidence list. So this is basically a list of evidence that I've collected throughout the years of me manifesting things or things that the universe helped me with. I really encourage you to do this too, because it not only trains your nervous system to expect more, but it also helps you to notice how powerful your mind actually is. If you've done it before, you can absolutely do it again. Finally, of course, we need to start with the day. This is where I brainstorm the tasks that I need to do for the day, plus one non-negotiable things that my higher self would do. Also, I tag each one of the tasks with, is it aligned or is it fear-based? If it's fear-based and it's not generally mine to carry, meaning that I'm being too much of a control freak, which I have dependencies on, I try to let it go and trust that the universe is going to help me with that, especially, again, things that are beyond my control. So I put it in fear-based and it is archived immediately so that I don't need to overthink about it. On a final note, of course, don't forget to do gratitudes. I do it every morning and every night. It doesn't have to be logged inside Notion or in your journal. I usually also just do it on top of my head. The moment I open my eyes, when I wake up, I list a bunch of things that I'm grateful for, preparing myself to receive more throughout the day. This all usually takes me less than 20 minutes, and it sets me up to work as who I'm becoming, not as who I'm afraid of still being.